let's talk about being Black and working in education. Okay, it's not really about me being Black. It actually has nothing to do with my race. But I just wanted to talk about what it has been like, what has been my experience in working as a classroom paraprofessional.
Bruh, girl, shit. Wow.
So I started as a classroom paraprofessional in 2024, start at the beginning of the school year, right? I came into the school year, first day with the staff, and full on knew what I was preparing myself to get into. And for all of my 20s, I just turned 30 April 5th. All of my 20s, I knew that I wanted to get into education, but as someone who's low vision, I didn't have technical training with certain things like screen readers and voiceovers, and I feel like I didn't know as much as I needed to know to start the job. But 2 years ago, I was just like, girl, no, we locking in, baby. We're locking in, and you have to do this, okay? So I ended up applying for the job, and I got it, okay? I had no real doubts that I wouldn't get it, but, you know, there's always a sliver of doubt somewhere sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I had a sliver of doubt that I wasn't going to get it. But at the second interview, baby, I knew I got it, okay? So I've been working ever since August of 2024 in my current position. Well, I guess July of 2024 in my current position. And one thing that I will say is, as a classroom paraprofessional, if you have talents in other areas, working in a school, you will have to use those talents in some way, shape, or form. For me, that's social media. So I got asked to be a part of the social media committee, and I did not turn it down at all, because obviously I love social media. I'm chronically online, and it just fits, right? So I'm here doing something I'm passionate in, i.e. working with kids, helping out the youth, and then at the same time, I'm there being a social media content creator in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So as for someone who knew what they wanted to do in their early 20s, I was like, I'm going to lock into my job. Everything I want to do, if I want to move up in the education field, I know what I need to do. That takes us to 2025, August of 2025, and I goes back to school. I've been back in school for the past 7 months, and listen, it's been great. It's been amazing, okay? And we can talk about school and things like that and going back to school and stuff in a whole other video, but needless to say, I worked with a great teacher the year before, hands down. Still think that this teacher is probably one of the best, if not the best teacher that's in that school, okay? Because of the way that this teacher teaches, the way that they put their passion, you can just tell that this is something they really care about. And that is the type of like-minded individuals I wanted to be around. So that's what I thought. That's what I thought I was entering myself into in my year 2. Year 2 comes around, and now I feel like I work with someone who I don't want this to ever go back to her and she just is like, okay, why was you shitting on me? But if I'm being honest, I feel like her teaching style is totally different than what I am used to. Now, organization is a big thing to me, right? I love things to be organized, love to be structured. If you knew my morning routine, you know it is very to a T. Monday through Thursday, I guess Sunday through Thursday, I have a very strict nighttime routine. I have a very strict time frame of when I want to be eating dinner, taking my shower, doing schoolwork. I'm very routined. So when things aren't that for me throughout my work day, I'm kind of like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? So when I don't feel that, I feel like I internalize that, my blood pressure will go up. It gets crazy. I feel like working in education, no, we don't make the best bucks, but I also feel like if you are in it because of passion, I think that's what's going to take you further than the payment any single day, right? And because I really care about my students, because I do have a deep passion for learning, for education, for wanting to, build my knowledge, not only as a young professional, but to build the knowledge of my students. I feel like that's what drives me to go to work. It's not the money. It ain't never been the money, okay? Yeah, I tell my students all the time, y'all, I'm here because I get paid for it. I'll be so for real with them, but no, I'm there because I want to be there. And I feel like sometimes working with someone who doesn't feel those same sentiments, it hits different. So an incident for me that I feel like really made me say to myself, like, girl, you are a classroom paraprofessional. You don't have to do all this. I feel like I do a lot. I feel like I'm leading a lot. And for someone who will be a teacher one day, I guess that's fine for me, right? I'm currently doing my undergrad. So like, I'm happy to be doing that. I'm happy to have the moment where I'm like, I feel like, okay, I'm in charge. This is my lesson. You know what I'm saying? But if lesson plans aren't done correctly, if lesson plans aren't set in stone, I don't really have nothing to go off of. I can't tell my students, oh yeah, Monday we're gonna do this, Tuesday we're gonna do this, Wednesday we're gonna do this, because I have kids that literally will see me in the morning during breakfast duty and ask me, Miss Aisha, what we doing? I don't know. Like, sometimes I really don't know. Sometimes we'll come in and it's something totally different. So I feel like I'm seeing the different sides of an educator. I'm seeing the one that really puts their all into their lessons. I'm seeing ones that don't put their all into their lessons, and you can tell. Like I said, this ain't a dig. This is just my experience of what I've been experiencing the past 2 years in education. I also feel like if you're going into education, you have to have a deep passion for working with kids, especially kids K through 12. Listen, K through 12 kids will take you through there if you allow it. I am that classroom paraprofessional. I keep saying that. I feel like I should just say teacher assistant. I am that TA that literally will be cool with you. If, like, I got a student, for instance, he graduates this year and I'm so excited for him. But I have a lot of run-ins with this kid because of his mouth, right? And today I gave him a really great opportunity because he felt like he wasn't getting an opportunity to do more as a senior. He's our only senior boy, right? So I told him today something that he's gonna get to do. He's, man, are you serious, Aisha? Man, are you serious? Are you for real? For you for real? And I'm like, yes. Like I'm getting excited because he's excited. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like those little moments like that, that's what makes you want to teach these kids, right? Because they're excited just to be able to have these opportunities. So getting jobs. I told this boy about a job. Like, I'm never going to steer any of my students in the wrong path, like ever. I'm the type of TA that I'm going to sit there and talk to you. If I'll see you in the hallway and I know I got to go somewhere, but I pause and you like a bulldozer through the hallways. I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Come talk to me real quick. Like, you good? You straight? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that I'm trying to be their friend. I want them to be able to be comfortable. And I feel like some of my kids, majority of my kids, they're just not comfortable with my lead teacher right now. And like I said, not a dig. I'm just telling my experience here, okay? Just telling my experience. I feel like at one point in time, I feel like it was like rose-colored glasses, right? It looked good in the beginning, and then like things started to come off, and you started to see things for what they were. And I feel like in other people's positions where they just got the job out of happen chance because they needed a job, so they decided to become a TA because they thought it was going to be something easy. Listen, when your lead teacher ain't got it or they're lacking in some area, that's as a TA, you pick up where they lacking. They pick up where you lack. Y'all team. I spend most of my time with that teacher, so it's like we got to be on one accord. And I feel like sometimes if this was my first experience, if my last year was like this year, I don't think I would have came back. And I feel like today was like my breaking point. I've had a lot of moments where I feel like it was my breaking point, but I feel like my breaking point is me and her needs to be able to like sit down, have a conversation, have communication, do all the things, because I don't want to be uncomfortable at work because of like what's happening. And like I said, I can't really go into detail, but I'm not trying to shit talk. I'm not trying to do that. But you know, people gonna interpret what I'm saying is how they want to take it. But I feel like you have to prepare to be working with someone that is at a different level of what you're used to. And like I said, my first year, 10s down the board, baby, 10s, okay? And I feel like I'm not getting that this year. And I'm not upset upset about it, but it's also like I'm not happy about it, you know. So if you are looking into going into education and you want to try out by just being a teacher assistant, definitely do it, but give it a couple of years, because you never know what type of teacher that you're gonna work with. And if that also means switching different education fields that you're doing, maybe you want to be an RBT, maybe you want to be a occupational therapist, maybe you want to be a speech therapist. Like, there's so many different things in education that's not just classroom based. Orientational mobility, if you want to teach blind and low vision students how to use their canes, if you want to teach what else is there, expanded core curriculum, those are all the like life skills things. Like, there's so much. You don't have to be a regular everyday like this is my classroom type teacher. Like, you do not have to do that. And I know for me, that's not what I want. I want to be a teacher, but it's gonna be at the magnitude I want to do. So yeah. This is for those people that want to be a teacher assistant or want to get into education. All I know is I'm hungry to be a teacher. I'm going to be a teacher, and Mrs. Coleman will be on a classroom door. Okay, like, I see it in my future. I can taste it. I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like one bad experience could have completely deterred me. Like, I was telling my, I call her my mom. I was telling my mom today, Erin, shout out to Erin. I was telling her that, like, well, I guess that was yesterday. I was telling her just, you know, how I've been feeling, how I've been, you know, going through things over the year. And I was like, I almost quit. Like, I really thought about quitting, and she started crying on me. So I'm like, I don't want to disappoint myself, because I know that me and my husband completely upturned our lives to come back to Indianapolis just so that I can work here. And I don't want to get that. I don't want this experience to be sour for me. I don't. And I have the experience of working in a classroom. I have the experience now working in a special. So it's like, I'm seeing different areas of the school, and next year, like I requested, if I can be moved to a different department, I'm not going to be upset about it, because I am doing this all for experience. I'm trying to figure out what works best for me, what works best for the type of teacher that I will be. And right now, I'm trying to make sure that like, my current experience is not going to deter me from being a teacher, because I'm not getting my bachelor's in education to not go into education. That's stupid. That's dumb. I would be literally wasting my time. But I wake up, I think about my students, I'm thinking about what we can do fun, and dreaming about this life on when I can be a full lead teacher. So if you ain't going into it to want to be a teacher, that's fine, but be prepared to have a career change. You know what I'm saying? Because working in education is not for the weak. It is not for the weak. It is not for the weak. Okay. So yeah. I watched a lot of videos before I started as a TA, and one main thing that I saw, it was never the kids, it was other staff members. A lot of those videos that I saw was a lot of people saying, I didn't quit my job as a teacher, I didn't quit my job as a TA because of my students. Now, in certain cases, yes, depending on the school that you go to, it might be the kids. But in most people's case that I saw, it was because of administration. It was because administration didn't back them up. And it was also because of other freaking teachers in the school. That's not my current experience. I don't want to quit my job. I love my job. I prayed hard for that job, and I'm going to keep my job, okay? God willing. But I'm not going to let this one situation deter me from education. I'm going to just leave it there. But if y'all want to know more about what it's like being a classroom career professional, teacher assistant, if you want to know more, let me know down in the comment section down below. And what are your thoughts? What is your advice that you have for others as well that is trying to get into education and just want to dip their peek a toe in or whatever? Okay, let me know in the comments. And if you did enjoy this video, please definitely like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell, press all to get all my notifications, and don't forget, I'll see you in another video.